Wood is up 3-0. I
Yes.
believe that ends that round, but they'll continue to finish. Okay, we're going to finish on watching on table 4, where we have DePaul and Wichita State. This is important. I believe it's 2-1, but I'm not who it's in favor of. We're going to get an update
We're waiting for that update.
to see who's ahead of DePaul, Wichita State. I do have to correct something. Ron Lee is a Chicago native. I used to play against him. That's how I remember. Somehow earlier I was thinking I used to see him play at a college in California, but actually he's right here from Chicago. He's just a happy,
Yes.
happy outgoing guy.
But I know since this DePaul is new to college table
Sure.
tennis, I don't know if he played on another college team or.
No, he's new to college.
No.
Yep, he's new to college. Oh, you can't serve off. Wichita State, maybe nerves. They see the 3 teammates in the corner standing and grimacing. See what that score is. Ron's up 9-3 and 2-1 in games. If he wins this, DePaul has another match win. So what's the score?
I just sent someone to find out
okay, we have a
what's
runner
the
going to check
status
control
between.
desk.
Yeah,
Sure.
I think we're coming with the information now.
You know what we need is a network computer here. So here, Ron just won that one on table 4. All right, so we have, this is Wichita State. This is DePaul.
Okay.
And this would be Wichita State. So we got Wichita 2-1. DePaul just won, so that becomes 2-2.
So it looks like they're going into doubles.
Looks like DePaul and Wichita State are going to go into doubles. But let's go to the table we now have on camera, which is table 3. Table 3, we have, again, Karen just now taking that. She wins 3 games to 0 with 11-7 in the third. That concludes our finals. It finishes our finals with Lindenwood defeating Governor State 4-0. And what's going to be interesting is as the DePaul and Wichita State are going to be doing their final match of today, correct?
Yes, and I just got word that we are correct, and they are going into doubles.
Okay, so that's cool. DePaul, Wichita State, 2-2 in doubles. I wonder if we could ask them to play on a front table. Let's ask them to play on a front table so our camera crew can cover it a little better. In fact, yes. In fact, if we could have a runner go back and tell them, ask them to bring them up to table 3, that would be great. Someone from TV, someone could run and tell them, please. And then we'll bring them up to table 3 on a feature table. And that'll be the 3rd place winner goes automatic qualifier to the National Collegiate Championships, which is the 2nd weekend in April. That'll be in Plano, Texas. And I know they're getting ready for it now. There is a lot of work to do for the Nationals, isn't there, Linda?
Yeah, yes, there is. And NCTTA does such a terrific job. And did you know, I'm sure you do because you've been involved for a long time.
I don't know everything.
But they are basically all volunteers.
Yes.
And they run this, put their heart into, and sweat and hard work into this wonderful national organization, which covers college table tennis in Canada too.
Yes.
And they start planning for the national championships almost a year ahead of time, and it's just amazing. And what such a nice tournament, a lot of fun, very professional. They
Sure.
even include a banquet.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And I know I went down and did a visit about 6 months ago, and the local club is really pumped. I believe the one local club, and they're in Dallas-Fort Worth, the Metroplex. I believe there are about 15 clubs. The one club has 500 members.
Oh my goodness.
500 members.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So
Wow.
here we are. We're getting them to
Yes.
warming up on table 3, and so we're going to have This is exciting because,
Yes.
again, the winner goes to the Nationals, the loser maybe get a wild card, maybe not.
So this is a very important match. In fact,
Sure.
you can say in some respects, Ed, that this match is more important in that sense than what we just saw in the number 1 and 2 between
Sure.
Governor State and Lindenwood, because both of them were already going. And they were
Although
basically,
seeing first
Yeah.
on the Lindenwood
Yeah.
Trophy, for this
That's true.
region, that looks good too, right?
Yes, that looks
Okay.
good too. But
Because I've actually been to their trophy case in
Oh, you've
Lindenwood
seen a lot,
and
yeah.
Texas Wesleyan, where they got all those
Yeah.
big
I
trophies.
guess you can't forget about the trophies. That's true too. But this is important, and you can see that
pretty easy
one
day,
of your favorite players, Ron,
Ron's
is
up.
going to be playing.
Actually,
so
two,
it should be a lot of fun.
two of my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
So
Kong
I
Kong
think
and
I'm
Ron.
bleeding here.
Yes.
I think I'm bleeding here. A little red.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what. Any predictions?
I do have to like DePaul, although I noticed that Zhang, and again, this is a co-ed division, but look what we have here. We have both male and female competing. So a little bit of history on Kong Kong is that she actually has played and trained, I believe, both in China and in Hong Kong. And I know that her father is one of the, if not an executive, he's one of the top people in Chinese table tennis.
Yes, he is, and so she is a Chinese trained player, which we know how much China dominates in the sport of table
Sure,
tennis
exactly.
worldwide. It's amazing. But this, but I tend to agree with you, Ed.
Okay, so we have, hang on just a second here, Linda. Okay, we're starting here with Wichita State decided to serve, and they got to serve cross court. Okay,
I was just going to say, I kind of agree with you. I think DePaul is going to win, but Wichita State has been stronger today than I thought.
yeah, they've done well.
Yeah. So, and as you pointed out, if you co-ed, both
Yes.
teams.
Yep.
So this is
Wow. So we got the crowd into this one, but this is, I mean, if you look at the whole day, probably the most critical match, and it's the last one. That's a good thing.
Yes. Now, what we've seen this afternoon, of course, has been the team matches, but tomorrow is going to be college singles.
All singles tomorrow.
All singles.
And qualifiers for there actually go to the Nationals
Yes.
as well, correct?
Yes. Yes.
But in singles,
Yes.
and that's separate from team event.
Yes. But some of the same players will also be playing tomorrow. And we have men's singles and women's singles.
So the ball is leading. Ooh, nice
Oh,
shot.
I don't believe that shot she made.
Just the open one.
Yeah.
So we have DePaul leading 5-3 or 3-5 as Wichita State serves. Three to 5. That serve must be harder than it looks. 4-5. So we have a partner giving the server the signal, rather than the server doing it. Wow.
And
You know,
again,
lefty righty. Look at lefty
Yes.
righty on the other side. It's really
Yes.
strong. Both use forehands.
yeah.
Yep.
And they have to
Con- con- Sure.
go ahead. I was just going to say they have to alternate hitting. If they hit the ball twice, the team loses the point. Twice in a row. Oh.
5-8. Nine 5. Okay, we have the DePaul superfan now sitting to our back left, and that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. Fans, super fans are good things.
It's Ron serving. And that's
11-5
it, 11-5 for DePaul.
Well,
now, the order changes, and let's see what happens in this game. If it's a similar outcome, then we'd have to say this round is maybe brief. But if the order, which is which person is hitting to the other side and the other person's receiving, that switches. The receivers switch. So if this order then becomes stronger for Wichita State, we might have a match.
yes. And that surprisingly sometimes can have a bigger impact than you would think.
Big impact,
Yeah.
really big impact, especially on serve return if he can handle the serves or not handle the serves.
Nice
For
serve.
example, right there.
Yes.
You know, see how DePaul, after they serve lefty-righty, they just stay home and start swinging forehand.
Yes.
Forehand, 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 keep swinging. Yep, it just keeps opening, can't serve long. Let's see if she can shorten this up. Yep, she did. Oh, nice job. Nice job.
4-0 DePaul.
Sure. Let's see what happened.
Oh,
Oh, she had a good counter. So if we look at a prior matches in this round, Luan Zhang, who is the lady player in the black with yellow, she actually had a win earlier in the singles to bring this into
yes.
the doubles.
And so did Kong.
Kong Kong had a win as well.
So you could
So
say
we do have equal rights here.
exactly. You could say it was the
I
women
know you were
that-
going there.
that helped carry their teams in both cases. Wow.
And one thing I learned, it took me 40 years, but I did learn, women are stronger.
That's true, Ed.
If you just want to know, ask one. So DePaul to serve here. Ron's playing well. Oh, and then Kong Kong misses up.
Yeah. I do have
High ball.
to appreciate Wichita State, though, because they traveled, took 11, 12 hours or something
Sure.
to get here. And we're talking about students with full academic load and
Sure.
maybe even having to work and to be that devoted to table tennis, to drive for a weekend tournament, and then be able to play so well.
Yes. Yeah, there is a lot of dedication. And I know some of the schools pay travel expenses, some don't. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if they drove, I imagine they didn't get much from Wichita State.
That's correct. Yeah.
I know that Lindenwood actually has a bus, and they have a driver. So they'll go back in the bus and say, good night,
Right.
and wake up in St. Louis.
But most college teams don't. And
Yeah.
so it's the students do it for their passion for the sport
Sure,
of table
sure.
tennis.
And one of the things I got to mention about the college scene in table tennis is that over my years and years of experience, is they really do seem to be some of the best students.
Yes.
I mean, they're studying, their GPAs are high. Many of them are actually on academic scholarships, play table tennis as well.
Well, the sport of table tennis, the mental part of it is so significant.
Sure.
You know, I think it just draws, athletes are drawn to that sport because of the mental aspect of it.